Hi, it's Ellen Violette here, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm a literary strategist and a publishing expert, and I've been online since 2004, and I've become known for teaching people how to write ebooks in 3 days or less and how to do #1 bestseller launches on Amazon. So one of the questions that came up that I saw in a group was well, they were talking about specializing and how you need to specialize in something in order to become an expert and get known. Hi, Anne. And that some people were rebelling against that, saying that they didn't want to specialize because it was too restrictive. And I have struggled with this. I've been doing this since 2004, and I understand both sides of it. My background is that I was in the music business for 20 years. I'm a creative, and I was a songwriter, and I am a songwriter. Hi, Neil. Hi, Neil. And a producer. And so when I got on the internet, I was new, and it was interesting and it was fun. And then I got to a point where it wasn't anymore. And the truth is that I've given the 3 days to ebook cash works as a workshop, and I've done it 30 times. So believe me when I say I understand how you can get, how you can lose the freshness of that. One of the things that I did to combat that was I didn't give it for the last 2 or 3 years. Actually, I'm thinking about doing it again in 2018, but it's because it'll be fresh again. So what I've learned is that you do need a home base. You need to have, figure out what you're passionate about that is your core of what you're going to do. And that is because you do need to be an expert at something to have a jumping off point and what makes you different from everybody else. As I said, what that is for me is teaching people how to write books using my proprietary way of doing it, and then doing bestseller launches the way that I teach it. And also we do them for people. But the question is, okay, once you've got your core thing, how do you keep growing your business and how do you keep making money with it? And so what you need to do is, or what I shouldn't say what you need to do, I'm going to say what I did, and then for those that it makes sense to do that, hi Carl, I want to invite you to, think about what I've said. So for me, if you've got an idea and you can create either a book or a workshop from it, okay, or a home study, but home studies don't come first, because you really need to work with people live to really understand what they need and what they aren't getting, so that you can then improve whatever it is that you're doing. So you need to do it live, at least a few times. But once you've done that, it's like you can decide to do the book, you can do the workshop, and then once you've done that, you can turn the book into audio programs. You can turn the webinars into automated webinars, and you can have an automated, like a membership, where people get it, and you can decide how you're going to deliver it. And then you can move on to something else. But then, you do have to have a way to promote it. So you either have to do joint ventures, have sponsors, and or do ads. So those really are the ways that those are the big ways that people do it. And then what you have to do is, stay open to other ideas. Challenge yourself in ways that keep you kind of in your lane, but allow you to move out of your lane at the same time. And what I mean by that is, for instance, like my thing is books. Okay, so I write books, and I've been writing books about, books, writing books, launching books, book journals, how to turn your book into $10,000 clients. So that's kind of been where I've been. But in my business over the last 13 years, I have definitely gone through periods of deep depression because of this idea of feeling stuck, of feeling like it wasn't fresh, of being bored, of feeling like, is that all there is? Hi, Rich. And so that's what I was saying, is I get it, and And so what I've had to do was just keep going and pulling myself out of it and saying, okay, well, what interests me now? How can I add on to this? What can I do different and yet still be in my lane, and still kind of move from there? So, for instance, like right now, we're doing an anthology book, and it's called How to Crush It in Business Without Crushing Your Spirit, How Entrepreneurs Can Overcome Depression and Find Success. And I've never done an anthology book before. So, that's a new challenge for me, number one. Number two, it's still a book, okay? And so I'm in my lane in that sense because I'm an author, and yet I'm also an entrepreneur. Hi, Cheryl. I'm also an entrepreneur, and so that's allowing me now to explore another side of entrepreneurship. So you can see how it's like I'm moving a little bit out into something else, but I'm still connected to my core. And I think that really is the challenge for people. Now, one of the other things that I've done is I've been in collaboration books that other people have put together. And two of the books that I've done were related to business. And actually, that was the very first book I ever did, because at first writing a book was overwhelming to me, and I thought, okay, well, this way I can, learn about book marketing and just write a really short story. So that's what I did. But I've also done one on a personal story, which had really nothing to do with my business. Well, it kind of does in that, it was about healing and being sick affects your business. But the topic was very different. And so using collaboration books has been a way for me to get involved in other things that were not my core, the core of what I do. So that's something that I want to, offer to you to think about as well. But, also as you grow, things can change in your business. So for instance, for me, what happened was I taught the 3 Days to eBook Cash workshop. And then what happened was that people said, okay, well, we want to learn how to market books. And so I did a course on marketing books. And in those days, I was doing launches from my website because Kindle didn't exist. We also didn't have blogs and we didn't have WordPress. So that's what I was doing. But what happened was, and I don't understand why this is, but I can never see what people are saying. Okay. Let's see, it says tap to see. Okay. So anyway, I think I'll see if I can invite you guys on in a minute. We'll see how that goes, if I can do that. But tap any viewer to interact. Okay. So what happened was that over time, Kindle came in and it changed. Okay, everything changed. And so that's when I learned how to do bestseller launches, because I had to do something different. What I was doing before wasn't really working. I mean, we were doing launches from the website, and we were getting $29 a book, and now Kindle came in and it was like $2.99 and $9.97. So at that point, you have to completely change your strategy for how you're going to make money. And so that's what I did. Is I did research and I figured out how to do that. And so, you can do a #1 bestseller launch, but you can also grow your list and you can also make money from it. And so I started teaching that and doing them for people. And so, as I said, and that became really important to my business because people were doing books, they then wanted to do bestseller launches. But beyond that, you can take your book and you can then create a coaching program from it. And there's a lot of repurposing that you can do. So I have a book on that, Real Easy eBooks, 8 ways to write or repurpose content into a bestseller. Or the other thing I did was create a program on creating your signature program, because it's very easy to do from a book, or you can do a coaching program first and then do a book. But the point is, being creative. If you're a creative person, then be creative. Be creative. Take that core of what you're known for, what you're good at, what your expertise is, and figure out ways to expand, to grow, to give yourself new opportunities without losing your core. And that really is the key. Okay, so that's how you keep it fresh. So I just want to say that again. It's like I understand that people can feel picking a niche is too restrictive, but you need to be known as an expert in something. You need to pick something that you are passionate about and start there. And then you need to solve a problem And then once you've solved that problem, you can repurpose it into different things. So you can create a coaching program if you want to coach. You can create a group workshop if you want to do groups. You can, write books, teach it, and then automate it, okay, if you're tired of doing it, or if and when you're tired of doing it, and then do something else. And also, don't beat yourself up for wanting to change. I mean, this was something that was huge for me, like that I did not get in the beginning at all. I thought, okay, because I've been in the music business for 20 years, and I've been writing songs for 20 years. Well, I loved writing songs, number one, and number two, every song is different. Every song was a new adventure. And so I didn't understand in internet marketing that everything that you create can be new and interesting, but you still have to market it, okay? And so what happened was I got caught up in doing product launches that got really tiresome after a while, and didn't understand that, if you want to do this and have it work and not do the same thing over and over, then you have to find ways to automate it. You have to do things like, Facebook ads or Google ads. And you can even do, and there are other things that you can do. I mean, great list building things like events, both online and offline, and so that can be really fun too. So again, it's about two things. One is keeping it fresh for yourself, and two is figuring out, what you can do so that you don't have to keep doing the same thing over and over, and you can continue to grow, but you don't lose the profits that you're making from the things that you have that people want. So that's really the key. I would love to hear your comments and how you're dealing with it, or if anything that I said really resonates with you. If you'd like to learn more on anything that I've said, I'm happy to do some more Facebook Lives on this. But also I want to tell you that I am doing a free webinar this Thursday, which is October 19th. And that's for people who want to come into the collaboration book that we're doing right now. So again, that collaboration book is how to crush it in business without crushing your spirit, how entrepreneurs can overcome depression and find success. And even if you decide you don't want to be in the book, you might want to join us, because I'm going to share 4 ways that you can make money with the book. And some of them are, actually 3 of them, or the 4 I think, are making money not even being in the book. So I hope you'll join me. Again, that's ellenviolette.com/webinar. And there are a couple of free PDFs that you'll get with that. And if you come on the call live, I'm also going to give an extra PDF on how to do interviews when you are being interviewed. So either for being interviewed in a book, or being interviewed for podcasts or audio, and some of it even works for video. So I hope you'll join us. And I wish I could see these when I'm on here, but I can't. So anyway, I'm going to see if you can come live with me. Can anybody come live? No. I did this once with Jeff Hunter, so I know it can work, but I'm not seeing how to do it right now. Anyway, okay, well, I'd love to see your comments, and I'll be happy to answer them after I put this on the site. And, being creative and running a business, they are 2 different sides that have to both work together in order to make money and to be able to stay in the game. So I hope you found this helpful, and I hope I'll talk to you soon. Bye.